Loaded.
And the short answer, Richard, is yes.
Yeah.
We need to remember that Egypt is the cornerstone of the Arab world. It's the cornerstone of the region. And for other nations and other people to witness what happened in Egypt over a period of a couple weeks, that has galvanized people, galvanized people to take action. But, Richard, where we need to be careful is there is not a one-size-fits-all. Each group, each nation has different grievances, different specific reasons. So, but as happened, though, is they've been motivated and inspired by what's happened in Egypt. Now we'll see how it plays out in all these different countries.
You know, Roger, it has certainly inspired those to watch from around the world. I go to Rick Lazio right now. We've seen the inspiration that has been watched here in the United States. The question is, why should Americans care about what we're seeing in these pictures? And that report that we got from Richard.
Well, for several different reasons. First of all, through the Suez, over 1 million barrels of oil flow through there. It's an important chokehold in terms of energy, and so it's going to affect jobs and growth throughout the rest of the world. So that's one reason. Second reason is a destabilized Middle East is a big problem for Israel, America's strongest ally in the area, and America's other geopolitical interests in the area. And as you see, democracy, as it begins to unfold, and we certainly see momentum toward democracy, which long-term could be very, very positive, I believe it will be for America. In the short term, can be exceedingly destabilizing, especially when it comes to places like Jordan, Saudi Arabia, potentially down the road. And of course, we just saw Egypt, which was a relatively peaceful transition so far. That may not be the case in some of these other areas.
Early to tell. So, Roger, the points that were brought up by Rick there is destabilizing or positive. So the question to you then is, can the U.S. State Department, does it have enough capacity to make an impact on that destabilizing influences that we've been seeing as of late?
Well, Congressman Lazio hit the nail on the head. That's a good summation of the issues and our interests here. But, Richard, you got to view this as a wave, and the United States is going to ride the wave. We have very little ability to control its direction right now. The reason why Egypt played out the way it did is because the Egyptian military and security services made a decision not to attack the protesters. That's why we had a very relatively peaceful transition. It's completely unclear if we're going to see that in other parts of the region. You can't compare what's happening in Iran, which is a totally different situation, to what's happened in the Arab world. But the bottom line is you're going to see a number of countries where people with all sorts of grievances feel empowered now, empowered to get out there and start to protest. Our job is to articulate our values, articulate our interests, and just be very clear and consistent about what we're looking to do and seek to influence it the way we can. But we got to recognize our influence right now is pretty limited.
All right, Congressman Lazio, we'll speak with you a little bit later. Roger Cressy, thank you.
You bet.
Now check this out, a frightening collision between a sheriff's cruiser and a bicyclist in Florida, and it was all caught on tape here. The video